Ladies and gentlemen, how you guys all doing? So, Paladins Season 6 is going to be released in around 5 days. Today is day 18, as I'm recording this video, of January 2023, in case you're seeing this in the future. And the Season 6 is going to be showed to us on day 23. And they decided to start the teasers today, which means in the next few days we're going to get more teasers, but obviously, as you guys already know, I do teasers every single day as soon as they come out, unless I'm lacking time. But here is our first teaser. As the realms recover from the defeat of Yaggorath, tensions are high as many find themselves between the conflicts of the new magistrate and the resistance. Sides are drawn, with more champions choosing theirs every day. What I don't understand is they added... Okay, so if you guys remember, this is a picture. This is a picture who was actually from the trailer after Azan came out. And in there, it showed us, and I already went through all of this, so I'm not really going to go through everything, but I'll give you the basics. Where basically Yaggorath got locked by Azan. But if you remember correctly, Azan said, you either take care of whatever's coming up next, which, in case you don't know, that would be Rom, Ceres, abyssal characters basically going around in the realm, because the pyre is to prevent the abyss from taking over the realm. You either do that, or, well, I'm gonna burn everything to the ground. Very interesting. And, you know, he locks in Yaggorath, he warns the realm, and now the father of Corvus, Karn, who has this feeling that he has failed, decides to give the key to the realm to Leon. And as such, the House Ico, Ruby Throne, is now the new magistrate. She is the one in charge of everything. When they talk about the new resistance, they're talking about also some other groups maybe joining the resistance that was already against the previous magistrate. We're talking about squadrons, possibly Thousand Hands, joining the resistance. Because obviously, if you don't know, the Thousand Hands have a little bit of an issue with the Ruby Throne, House Ico, etc. Because if you remember the lore of Leon was not the first heir to the Ruby Throne. I believe that Zin was supposed to be like that. And I believe that there was also another person in question, which would have been Kasumi. Kasumi or Zin were supposed to be one of the heirs to the Ruby Throne, but Leon did something that got Kasumi killed and got Zin outcast. Zin then started his own group with the Thousand Hands, and now then Leon took over the Ruby Throne. Now Leon did not just did that, but she also ended up becoming the new leader of the magistrate, leading me to have another theory, which I've been thinking over these last few months, which we see that Io comes down to the realm to protect the Shattered Desert from Corvus, because Corvus wanted to release Yaggorath, or at least just, sniff around, see what the hell was in that seal. And she stopped it, but somehow Yaggorath still got released. And we wonder why. Because, well, when Io came down to help, she thought that the threat was Corvus. And that's what she went to stop, right? But somehow on the seal, the Guardians were still being killed. The Guardians were still being attacked. But by who? And my theory back then was that the magistrate sent several different units to different places. And one of them was on the seal and found Vora and the other Guardians and killed them all, and just Vora survived. But what if, and think about this, and this might be confirmed in the future, what if Leon is actually the one that sent her own troops into that place? Maybe she had a bit more information, and she went in there to create a threat for the entire realm, to then try to stop it, save the realm, and become the new leader of the realm, aka the new leader of the magistrate. Because it feels to me that Leon might be responsible for a lot of the things that are happening, because this is definitely what it seems to her plan all along. I mean, don't tell me that Leon did not want the key to the realm. She's acting all nice and everything, but she definitely wanted that. We also got to see one thing, which was Leon calling in Lilith to revive Corvus. But why? Why would she do that? And if you remember, Seven was the one that went after Corvus. And yes, Corvus did got outcast from the magistrate for summoning Rom and doing a bunch of other BS, like the Ceres incident and so on. But why would Seven go after Corvus, right? So somebody had to send him over. And I think that Seven went a little bit too overboard and ended up pretty much either putting him to the doors of death or killing him entirely. And then, because Leon and Lilith worked together, you know, in the entire you do stuff for me and such, and I'll pay you with lands and etc. And then she died fighting the resistance, or she was close to dying fighting the resistance, and then the Abyssal Queen saved Lilith and gave her powers from the Abyss, which, by the way, still doesn't make a lot of sense to me, because she's a vampire. She doesn't look anywhere near to Ram or Dredge or Ceres, but sure, whatever. And she has a Rubik's Cube as a weapon. But then she calls her because, you know, she owes her some favors and saves Corvus. What if that was her plan all along? She's the one who sent Seven to go after Corvus, beat his ass, right? To the point that he's almost dead. And then call Lilith and just make it all look like, yeah, I had to call in some favors to save your son. You kind of failed. Or she literally did that on purpose, and she had this sort of blackmail with Karn. Your son is almost dead. I can save him, but you gotta give me the key to the realm. It just seems like it just fits in too well, right? We don't have any confirmations to any of this, by the way, and I'm not just getting this all from one teaser. But the reason why I thought about this was because once I saw this teaser, as you can see, Lilith is on the top left side, and Lilith does work for Leon, so it makes sense. And this is from the trailer that we saw from Azan and etc., where it showed on the right side we had the resistance. Like we had Zen, which we know that now joins sort of the resistance because he's against Leon. We see the squadrons who were being bullied by the magistrate forces. So Koga also kind of joins because he was already part of the resistance. But Talus and Vatu, they're both squadrons and they're joining. And obviously Ying, which still is a bit awkward for me that Ying is there since she has trouble with Zen, but okay. But now we see this conflict here, and here's a little teaser for season 6 that I don't think a lot of people's gonna notice unless you already know the story. On the bottom, we can see the floor cracking with purple light. That is to let us know something is coming from the Abyss. And we've already know who this character is. I mean, we've seen her on the profile picture of Thunderbrush. We've seen her on the cards of Lilith, which showed us basically how Lilith got saved in the first place. Where you almost have like a full body picture just from that alone. And then we also see her crown, because we then later confirmed I already did this all in videos and explained it all throughout the time. And we see her crown being stolen by Corvus. Not Corvus, sorry, Caspian. Yes, Caspian. Where he's fighting some abyssal minions or whatever, abyssal warriors, I don't know what you want to call them, and he steals that crown, and now we're seeing this. So there's a theory for that as well, and I'm gonna keep it short. The theory is, what if the crown was literally sent over to the Abyss on to the realm on purpose, and just acted like they were protecting that chest, those abyssal warriors, later to let it be stolen, so that somebody else could do by accident a summoning. Because as you saw, Corvus had to be the one summoning Ram. Ceres couldn't do it. So those abyssal little warriors couldn't do it either. So what if the abyssal warriors were just bait for somebody to steal it, and by accident summoning the Abyssal Queen into the realm? You see where I'm going at? Yeah, I know I'm putting a lot of information. It's like, it's one teaser and I already put like an entire, like a year of lore all over together. Yes, that is true. But This picture has been changed. It looks a lot like the one we saw. I'm guessing this is actually going to be a picture who's going to be showing up on the Season 6 trailer, because they're doing the trailers now on this style, which I prefer. I prefer these trailers to the ones that they were doing for example, the Betty release and whatnot. They're very cinematic and everything. They look amazing, but this one gives us more lore and more story, and I like that. I'd rather have something with a little bit less quality, but with a lot more information, which is a lot more valuable for me, than having a very fun and beautiful cinematic that doesn't tell me anything. Like, for example, Vaatu is a clear evidence of this, where we see the trailer for Vaatu, we see Vora showing up, and then we see Vaatu and her fighting, but that's this. Like, there's nothing else. There's no other information there. Like, what am I looking at? Like, what? You see what I'm saying? So these type of trailers actually give us a lot more information. Here we see that there's a conflict going between the Magistrate and the New Resistance, but at the same time, they're being distracted between their fight to the point of not noticing that something else is coming out of the Abyss, and very much likely, this is going to create future problems, because Azan told them to clear out the Abyss of the realm, right? Take them all out of the realm, kill them, seal them, whatever you want to do. And instead, they were just so busy fighting each other that they didn't notice something else is coming, and it's going to be worse, because now Azan is going to come back and it's going to burn everything to the floor, right? So there you go. A simple picture with so much information, my God. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about, I can actually search here for Thunderbrush to show you the picture I'm talking about. Here's a picture of the character that I'm saying that it's the Abyssal Queen next character. And yes, being on the UC means that I get to see some of the stuff in the future, but anything of 2023, I can guarantee you I haven't seen. I might have seen one or two things, but just like little teasers. For example, I have no idea of the kit of the new champion. Not at all. I am not kidding. All right, and if we go into the Paladins website, if I type it correctly, because I appear to not be able to do that, but if we go here and we go for Lilith on the list here, right, we can see the cards, and inside of the cards we can see what I'm talking about. If you can see the cards here, so this is both Lilith on her pre-corrupted form and her now corrupted form. This is her before, this is on her now. Still her. That's her on the tower. This is the side of the Rubik's Cube that I say. Here, we get to see that. I'm telling you, that's going to be a champion. We got Caspian here next to Lilith, and a champion there that clearly is either a skin for Strix or a new champion. I think that's a new champion. Just saying. Like, if Caspian is there, then very much likely that's also a new champion. And here we have her. As you can see, I can even try to open. Not that picture. It doesn't seem to open. Let me try to zoom in. And right there. Okay. She ran away. Where is she? There she is. So this is her, as you can see. And notice the crown? That's also the crown that we see Caspian stealing from the chests. We see her again here. This is her here. And basically, she's giving the heart that will be inside of the cube that she ends up giving to Lilith. All right, and Lilith gains those powers, and then we don't see her anymore. So it's just like two cards here, you know, that show our newest champion. Now, this might be her coming over, or it might be another one, but since we have here a teaser that shows us the floor opening up, this is either to symbolize this champion coming over in the future, and it's just like it's slowly showing up, and they're slowly teasing us about it, or this is very much likely the next new champion. And considering the fact that Thunderbrush already has a picture of her profile picture to his Twitter, I'm very much likely going to bet that this is going to be the new champion. So there you go. Also, other things that I've already mentioned before, if you haven't seen those videos, I'm just going to break it down for you. The new map, that shows a female character on statues that I've already said that very much like it could be this exact character we're talking about. We also get to see a female character on the Azan's walls that symbolizes some angel sort of demon kind of thing, like a female character which has tentacles underneath, where we've seen tentacles before, Abyss, like Dredge, etc. So very much likely she could be the same character as we're talking about here. And well, you know, the forge itself stopped working. That's part of the lore of the new map. The forge itself stopped working But now it's working again because Azan is there working with it, and she's creating an army. So I'm guessing that he's already predicting that the Abyssal Queen is coming back. She might have been outcast from the pyre by doing something wrong, or maybe she wanted some otherly world power, and so she got outcast to the Abyss. And now he's creating an army already to prevent whatever's going to happen after. But my call is that if he's creating that army, he does not care whoever's living on the realm. He's going to be sending that army into the realm, and they're going to be just wiping the floor with everybody, independently if they're Abyss or not. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's pretty much it for this teaser and all the theories that I have already for it. Drop your theories down below. I am also very curious to see what you guys have to say, and do you agree with me or not? I also want to know that. Okay, I wanna try to, if there's a lot of people who don't agree with me, I want to try to, just investigate again and see if there's anything that I'm saying wrong. If you have any evidences that I'm missing, please let me know. Any teasers, I might have missed something that maybe I haven't said it before. But remember, as for the part that I said Kasumi was killed by Leon, there was a teaser after Kasumi got released, which was her with like this Ouija board saying how psycho, revenge, something like that. Okay, so that's where that all comes from. Okay, if you don't know about that, I also covered it in other videos. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time, and until then, have a wonderful time. Bye bye.